This podcast contains explicit language and is intended for adult audiences. The views and opinions of Gentlemen No Class are strictly for comedic purposes and should not be taken literally. For instance, like this disclaimer. Now grab yourself a pint and enjoy.
And welcome to another episode of Gentlemen No Class, a podcast where when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. I'm Rob.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Paul.
And welcome to our 50th episode extravaganza.
Oh,
all right,
God.
guys, we got to turn that down. Keep it down in the back.
Terrible.
Keep it down in the back. Keep it down in the back.
That's fucking terrible. You know, speaking of that, 50th episode. I'm the only one that's done all 50 episodes.
Yeah, you haven't never missed an episode.
I haven't missed
have
one.
you?
So, if everybody, people that listen, and if you're finding an episode without me, then too bad. You're just gonna have to suffer because I'm fucking on every single one of them so far.
Wait, so you did one without Rob?
No. I haven't done any. I haven't missed any.
No, I'm saying, so you did. Well, that means you did.
Yeah, I was not on the first 6 episodes. I
technically,
I guested on the 7th episode, and then I came in on like episode 11 permanently.
11, yeah.
And then there's been a couple episodes where I've had to be out, that I've had to miss, and the guys have carried on the torch,
Gotcha.
And, there's just been a couple of things, family stuff, and, life happens. So, like, that's why it's so great to have, such a big table to pull from. But Paul is always fucking here, always ready to put in his 2 cents.
Yeah.
So,
right on.
So, 50th episode extravaganza, we have a lot of stuff planned for you. I'm 100% lying because,
that is a fucking lie.
Jake's out tonight. Just so everybody knows, I don't care. We didn't ask him, but you know what? He's not here to stop me. So, Jake and his wife Megan welcomed their new baby girl into the world last night. So he is taking care of the family thing. So we wish them the best, and so that's
congrats.
So
yes,
we can say that we recorded
Jacob.
we recorded our 50th episode the day that his daughter was born. That'll be a good milestone for us. You know what I mean?
There you go.
We'll be able to a day that will live in infamy, as they say.
Infamy.
Yeah.
What does that mean again?
Infancy. Infamy.
Okay.
How apropos.
Sounds so negative.
How apropos. Yeah. So anyway, we thought that we had something lined up for this episode, but it kind of fell through. No thanks to, it wasn't our fault, but it is what it is. So we thought we would spend this episode doing something we haven't had a chance to do in a while, and that's talk about new and upcoming current events and spend some time on like the most anticipated movies and TV shows and things like that we know that are coming out that I've been itching to talk about. So I'll just be flat out. Nobody's here to stop me. So like, this is what we're going to talk about. This is a Rob show today.
Oh, that is true. I knew that was happening.
Well,
plus I'm tired, so go nuts.
Just go nuts. You're not going to stop me. But I mean, there's got to be shows that you're interested in.
I'll peek.
Okay.
I'll peek.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So, we'll start off with some current events announced today. Ryan and I were talking about this just a minute ago. Spider-Man is back in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, at least to complete his trilogy. So,
okay. I mean, I heard about it. Could you elaborate more if you know anything more?
So the details, as far as I know them, is, the original problem is that Kevin.
That's a sexy name,
yeah. Kevin Feige. That's how
Kevin Feige.
Yeah, Kevin Feige. Keggy. The original issue was that Disney and Sony couldn't come to terms on how they were going to produce and distribute the Sony with Spider-Man moving forward with Disney and Marvel Studios. So apparently they came to terms at least on this next deal where it'll be co-produced. Amy Pascal will produce with Pascal Pictures, and I think Kevin Feige is going to executive produce. but it'll at least be able to be used in context of the Marvel Cinematic Universe storyline. Sony can still move forward with their whole storyline, with their planned Spideyverse and whatever they're going to do. Now there are rumors that Apple has interest in buying Sony. So that may be interesting. And so from my understanding, if anybody buys Sony, the film rights to Spider-Man transfer to Disney. It's not part of, that's part of the deal when Sony bought them. If they get bought out, the Spider-Man film rights automatically revert to Marvel Studios.
Wow, that's
Even
weird.
even the Tobey Maguire ones.
Yeah.
Oh baby,
The Spider-Man film
I
rights
guess.
revert to Marvel Studios.
Oh,
So
okay.
and Marvel Studios is owned by Disney, so that's just, it becomes property of Disney.
Yeah, and it almost sounds like Spider-Man became a child of divorce. The way you're describing
Kinda,
it,
yeah.
kind of, it just seems like it. Fighting over this fucking child.
Well, I mean, he's such an integral member of most Marvel storylines. I mean,
he draws money too.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you really
Mainly
think
that.
about it, like anybody that's a comic book nerd will tell you that the two main books that everything not everything revolved around, but they were intertwined into everything. And it's been really amazing that they've been able to pull off the storylines as well as they have without these characters, is Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four. They've just been, I mean, the Fantastic Four has always been referred to as the first family of Marvel. So, I mean, and for good reason. They are, they were kind of like Stan Lee's baby. Like, they were always in everything.
They really were the first.
Yeah.
It was Marvel's attempt to replicate the success DC was having with the Justice League. And they're like, okay, we need a team of like superheroes. And so they did the Fantastic Four. So they were the first, right? But the movies have been pretty crap, right?
Yeah, the movies have been pretty terrible.
Awful.
So, that's the difference between Spider-Man. To me, Spider-Man was, yes, in the 60s and 70s and 80s, you had the comic books. But when I was a kid, you had the cartoon, right?
Oh,
Y'all
yeah.
remember watching
Yeah,
that?
the Amazing Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah, they were fantastic.
Yeah.
Then you had the Tobey Maguire movies,
Yeah.
which were huge.
Which were garbage.
Yeah. But
Your opinion.
they did amazing. They were huge money makers.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I guess.
It made me
I mean,
I was never really into Spider-Man, but up until I saw those movies, it really got me into that character.
right. So,
Um,
and then you had James Garfield.
Yeah.
And then you
Andrew Garfield, James Garfield.
Yeah, there's a
That's his
president.
middle name. I'm
yeah,
fairly
I said
confident.
hey, it's
That's
okay.
his middle
I
name.
said that before,
And-
Ryan. I've gotten corrected too before.
So wait, who's James Garfield?
That's the
president.
president from like the 1800s, I think.
I think he was like our 13th president.
Some shit like way back then. Jacob would know. Jacob's very well versed in that history.
Gotcha.
But
Well,
yeah.
Jacob
Fair
ain't here.
I know. Shit.
And then and then we got Tom Holland. So
Yeah.
so Spider-Man has always been around. So he's just a big deal.
Who is your favorite Spider-Man?
Holland.
Is he? I mean, he's the best. I mean,
I-
he portrays. I mean, Spider-Man was a kid, 15,
Yeah.
16 years old
He
when
was
he
a high
got his
schooler.
powers.
Yeah, he was a teenager.
James Abraham Garfield was the 20th president of the United States.
okay.
So there you go. I said, yeah. What did I say?
13th.
14th,
Kind of
something like that.
close.
That was close. I thought he was before Lincoln, but yeah. So anyway, I mean, great news. I mean, I was really concerned that they weren't going to be able to at least continue the storyline that Spider-Man: Far From Home ended or began, because at the end of that, we assume Mysterio dies, but maybe he doesn't. I mean. There's a lot of stuff going on in that. You know what I mean? Like with Spider-Man being back in the MCU, my theory is on that whole thing is, I mean, it'd be really easy for Nick Fury to step in and just be like, if, say that video is fake and just have a scroll clone Peter Parker and have Peter Parker and Spider-Man show up in the same place at the same time. And then Peter Parker could be like, I'm not Spider-Man. Like, that's Spider-Man. I'm Peter Parker. Like, you know what I mean? So it could be really easy to just,
But do you think they would tease it that big just to explain it away that easily?
Oh, yeah. That's a huge look at what they did in Infinity War.
What do you mean?
When they snapped everybody away, we were like, what the fuck? How are they going to get back
No,
from
but it took an
this?
entire movie to do that. I'm saying, like, so you're saying that would be the end game up, you know what I mean? The end game of the
context
next
of-
movie, to...
Yeah, because I think that what you end up with is that set, if the whole world, if you have somebody come out and say, this is Peter, this is Spider-Man. We're two separate people. The whole world is like blah blah blah. But then you have J. Jonah Jameson who doesn't believe it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's where you get that whole like that obsession that J. Jonah Jameson has with Spider-Man, that he's a menace. He's a menace. You know what I mean? And I thought it was great that they kept J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson.
Fucker, I know.
Oh my God,
You spoiled it, but you kept telling me to see it, so that was my fault.
Oh my God, it was so good. Oh, when that came out, I mean, that's such good casting. I mean, if they would have replaced him, it'd have been really shitty.
Well, it'd be hard too. That's a hard role to seem like to fit. I don't know.
It is.
He just plays it well.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody else doing it.
Yeah, I mean, like,
at least now.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be like I don't know. I would say that like casting Kingpin would be hard after Vincent D'Onofrio did it, but and Vincent D'Onofrio did a great job. But I think on the big screen, I think that there could be another Kingpin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it's like we were talking about with Joker, right? We assume nobody could top Nicholson, and then Heath Ledger comes along and just slays it.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about this earlier. You know, with the release of Joker this week, this will drop Wednesday, so Joker drops in theaters on the 5th, so Friday, the 4th or 5th, I think, or is it?
Yeah, the 4th actually. I think.
Yeah, on Thursday is when they usually drop. Which this is going to be one of the movies that I really wanted to go see on opening night, but I have stuff going on and I can't make it. But yeah, I mean the Joker is one of those movies where you don't really know exactly like what you're going to get, and Joker's one of those characters where like every time he's been portrayed, it's been a step up from the last time, and maybe not a step up, but like a step differently. You're turning and looking at me because you know that I'm not counting Jared Leto's Joker because we don't talk
spent
about
5 minutes crapping on Jared Leto before the
because he sucks with the grill. Come on. He had a gold grill.
Not just that, but the ha 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 tattooed on his face.
Oh, right? Yeah, all the tattoos
or
were super lame.
It was lame.
It was way over the top. It was just too
Jared
much.
Leto's Joker.
Yeah. It sounded like he was just...
Sorry, Jared.
Yeah, it seemed like that for him, he was trying too hard. Or it was way too much.
Yeah, and like...
No need for that.
We were talking about... Paul, when was the last time you watched Keaton's Batman?
Oh, fuck, it's been a while. Man, it's been a while.
Ryan?
I watched it last weekend.
So, I watched it 2 weeks ago. Or somewhere around there. So, like... It still holds up. I mean, it still holds up as to what it was.
Jack Nicholson was fantastic. 30 years later, he's still just great as the Joker.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't have any issue with the way that he portrayed the Joker a very particular way in the way that comics were portrayed at the time. Almost, and I think it may be kind of a reflection of the world that we live in at the time that movie was made also. You know what I mean? Because that's what the reference that they had to pull from. But like a lot of, with all like the chaotic evil things that have happened since then, you know, Heath Ledger pulled from a lot of like, you know, we've had a lot of mass shootings since then and a lot of like just really fucked up things happen. And he turned and went a completely different down that same path, but a way darker direction when he did Joker and the way that he portrayed him. And, you know, that was one of those things. And like Jared Leto did, I don't even know what Jared Leto did with it. I mean, it was like a goddamn cartoon. It was like watching a goddamn train wreck. Captain Boomerang was the best part of that movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. I know it might not count, but I think it still counts. But technically, you can include Mark Hamill. I know it's just voice acting, but
he was Mark Hamill's Joker.
He did a pretty damn good job.
Oh yeah, he did.
Or he still does. I mean, I think he's still doing it, isn't he?
I believe so.
He did in some of the video games, you know, but those were old. I actually don't know if he's done it recently.
I thought I remember reading somewhere recently he did another
in the
animated.
last 2 or 3 years. He did one of the Batman DC.
He did the
movies.
Killing Joke. The cartoon, The Killing
that's
Joke.
what it was. Yeah.
I don't know if he's done anything since then, but
yeah, I'm not real sure on that either. Somebody will have to fact check us. But I mean, his voice as the Joker It's iconic for, especially for me. I feel like Batman the Animated Series is one of my favorite versions of Batman. You know what I mean? Like that's
it's childhood memories.
Yeah, exactly. Man. I mean, that's kind of like the Batman that I remember is like film noir, like
exactly
detective
what I was
style.
Say.
Batman.
I love that.
Yeah, that's what I really, that's what I remember Batman as.
You talk about Mark Hamill's Joker. I feel like was it Tim Conroy? Is that the guy who did Batman's voice?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like he was the best Batman / Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Of anyone that's portrayed him.
That's what I'm saying. Batman the Animated Series is hard to beat. I mean,
it was
for pure Batman.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
man.
a lot of great. I mean, even if it was, for kids, but if you watch it now, it's like it's. I mean, I don't. It's not one necessarily just for kids, man. Like a lot of that shit was pretty dark.
It holds up
for a cartoon. That is.
Oh yeah.
It really does. It matured pretty well. Because I've seen I said this before, but one of my favorite episodes is the one with Clayface.
Yeah,
that one's really good. And I don't know if you know who the voice actor is for that, but it's
Ron Perlman.
Yeah. After all these years too, like when I watched it, it said Ron Perlman is Clayface. Like, oh no shit.
Yep.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Interesting.
But that's one of my favorite villains off the animated series. Him and also I liked Mr. Freeze as well. His story's sad. When I think about it, and it's been a long time since I've seen it, but I do remember the episodes when he's on, and especially when you talk about his wife, and it's fucking sad. It really is.
So they literally created the backstory for Mr. Freeze in that cartoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And that episode won an Emmy.
Shit.
It was so good. And the comic books, they saw that and they adopted that backstory in the comic books because it was so good. Yeah.
That's
Batman,
badass.
What else did Batman the Animated Series introduce us to? There's another
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn, that's right. Batman the Animated Series invented Harley Quinn.
No shit.
Yeah, so that character was invented for that show also. That whole relationship between her and Joker was manufactured for that show and then written into the comic books later.
Wow. I didn't know
so
that.
Talk about a cultural impact. I mean, Batman the Animated Series and the Mask of the Phantasm and stuff like that. I mean, it holds up. I mean, honestly, it really does.
I watch it with my daughter. My daughter's 6 years old. She gets a kick out of watching it with me.
That's cool.
It is cool. It's
I
a lot
love
of fun.
it.
Nice.
It's
so fun. What's your thoughts on the we said we can talk about we said we weren't going to talk about the actual movie, but we were going to talk about the hype surrounding the release of Joker and a lot of the things that have happened the past couple of weeks with Joaquin Phoenix doing press junkets and stuff like that. He walked out of an interview.
Really?
Yeah, he walked out of an interview. Who was he interviewing with? Someone like Vanity Fair or something like that. They were asking him a question about how he felt about the possibility that this movie may inspire mass shootings or mass violence or something like that. And he was like, "Why would you bring that up? You ask that question now you're going to make somebody." His response basically was like, you bring that up and now you're just basically challenging somebody to do that.
Yeah.
And he walked out of the interview, and I don't remember the exact circumstances around what made him come back. I know his publicist had something to do with him coming back into the interview. But he did end up finishing up the interview. I don't know if he ever answered the question. But I mean, you got to think about that's one of those it's like a Schrodinger's cat kind of thing. You know what I mean? If you don't talk about it and it happens, are you the person that didn't talk about it and let it happen, or if you talk about it and it does happen,
damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah, you're a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
But that's where it comes. You can't stop anybody from doing anything, and it's no different. Like in the 80s when I try to blame glam rock or metal for kids acting up or doing, bad things, whatever, just people are impressionable or people just, that's on them. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. People like to blame things or movies, anything on, oh, this person did it because of that. It's no, they don't have control of that. They have no control of anybody. People need to have personal responsibility and accountability when it comes to these kind of things. And you can't sit there and blame a product or somebody's artistic expression for their behavior. That's just them. I mean, that's just my opinion when it comes to this kind of stuff.
If it's not one thing that triggers you, it'll be
like
another.
and it's just you
person.
can't like how far are you trying to like I don't want to say police, but protect. I don't know. Just there's only so much you can do for when people just when people do things like that's just on them.
Yeah, I mean, what you're saying is like if it wasn't, that person was going to do the things that they wanted to do regardless,
right?
Whether or not they played video games, whether or not they listened to heavy metal music, like that shit was there regardless.
Prior, exactly.
You know what's a perfect example of that is Ted Bundy is a perfect example of that. Ted Bundy was a middle class, no issues law student who committed some of the most atrocious serial killings in American history. Escaped from jail while awaiting trial multiple times. You know what I mean? Like this guy was, and the whole country had an issue believing he was capable of stuff like that. It's not, and that's the big debate, right? Like if anybody's taking any kind of psychology or sociology classes, it's that nature versus nurture debate. Are you born that way? Or are you bred that way? What is it in a person's life? And the Killing Joke kind of, harkens to that a little bit. It's like, what is it that turns that person? What is it that flips that switch? What is it that makes that person from a normal person into Ed Gein or, John Wayne Gacy or Ted Bundy or Joker? You know what I mean? Like what turns a regular person into that? Because there's plenty of people that have really fucked up, shitty upbringings that don't turn into that. Yeah. They don't end up, mass shooting a school, a school
I think it really
or a theater or something.
It's not one thing. It's like it's an accumulation of things, and also how, mentally strong you can handle it. Like, and when whether you can let it go or not, shit like that. It's a lot of things. That's a good question.
That's a good debate.
But it's hard to really answer that because if you ask me, there are times where I don't think I'd flip out or I don't know. Just you don't know what you're capable of sometimes. Just when you kind of push to the brink and things. I'm not saying it's an excuse, but to understand why people would do that, it really there's a lot of things involved. Yeah. If you ask me, going back to a lot of things we were saying earlier.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's not a simple answer.
Yeah,
people want simple answers. They want to say, "Oh, it's just one thing."
Yeah,
it's movies, but it's really not because every person's different.
Exactly,
what's going to push one person isn't going to push another.
Exactly, and that was the whole the moral majority. That was the whole purpose behind that was to let's if the country has 9.2 million moral compasses, let's try to point all those compasses in one direction so that we don't have issues with things like that. But that's a whole debate for a whole nother time,
right?
So just to let you guys know, we do have I'm going to shift gears a little bit, but I think we're going to do a little giveaway for Fandemic Tour. So we've got a couple of Friday passes. They're good for the afternoon on Friday. They'll get you in between 3 and 5 p.m. on Friday, or 3 and 8 p.m. I think they are. So we've got a couple of passes to give away. We're going to once this drops, this will drop on Wednesday. So once this drops, listen to it. Fandemic's coming up. What do you think? We should do a show us your swag again?
I don't know. I don't think a lot of people have her shit.
I love the honesty.
How about we do?
Honest.
How about we combine two things and we do?
You have more incentives, or more.
How about we do a post your best cosplay?
Yeah.
So post your best cosplay with the hashtag. I don't know. Let's make a cool hashtag. Hashtag. Post it on our Facebook page or our Instagram and tag us in it at GNC Podcast. And we'll pick a winner before Fandemic Tour, and we've got two. Let's say we've got two Admit one, adult passes. It'll get you in Friday only, the 18th, October 18th at Energy Park, Energy Stadium, whatever it is. I don't think it's in the stadium, but Energy Arena. I think it's in the arena.
Okay,
it's at NRG anyway, whatever it is. October 18th between 3 and 8 is when the pass will get you in. So the afternoon you get in, 2 adults. Just post your stuff in there, and we'll get your passes to you. Whoever, basically, if nobody enters and you post just a picture and you tag us, like, you would basically win.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's the 18th, 19th, and 20th. October.
Fandemic
Well,
is
Fandemic Tour, that is.
Fandemic Tour is 18th,
the
19th,
pass.
and 20th. The passes are good for Friday afternoon only.
Yeah, only
So
Friday.
they'll get you in Friday afternoon.
NRG Center.
NRG Center.
Who are the big names?
Oh, John Barenthal is
Yeah.
going to be there this year. Sebastian Stan is going to be there again this year. Members of the Buffy the Vampire the Slayer cast: Amber Benson, James Marsters, Emma Caulfield.
Sean Astin.
Oh yeah,
sorry.
Sean Astin.
Hell yeah.
Samwise Gamgee is going to be there.
And you're
Yeah.
burying the lead. Seth Rollins
Sean-
and Becky Page or Becky Lynch are going to be there.
oh yeah, the WWE superstars.
Yeah, Sean
Oh, yeah.
Patrick Flannery.
Sean
as
Patrick
well.
Flannery is going to be there as well. Jason David Frank is going to be there. My boy, the Green Power Ranger.
And sadly, no Jeremy Piven.
No Jeremy Piven this year.
Canceled. Bam.
Did he really?
Yeah, he didn't have enough Entourage DVDs to give away. So I heard I'm serious. I heard.
Did he cancel or was he? He wasn't ever contracted. He
it said
canceled in
he
2017.
He canceled. That's all it says on the website. But I was going to say a quick side story. I did read. I don't know if it's true or not, but years ago, Jeremy Piven at a restaurant for a tip instead of money, he left a DVD of Entourage for a tip.
Was it signed at least?
I don't know. That's all I heard. It was just he just left. Why would he have that on him?
Well,
I
mean,
I gotta go get something to eat. I better have a DVD with me so I can give him as a tip.
yeah.
Luckily, it happened to be Entourage. What he picked.
God,
It was just a random pick.
I don't know who this guy is.
I'm
Milo.
going to start doing that.
Milo Ventimiglia.
Not even new. Just fucking
Whatever.
used
For the
Yeah, it's
dollar
already
bin at
open,
Walmart.
yeah.
Yeah.
So who is
I watched this. I didn't like it. Maybe you will. You can have
who
it.
is Milo Ventimiglia?
I have no idea.
You don't know him either.
No.
But Mr.
He was in Heroes and Gilmore Girls, I guess. Oh, the Phelps twins, the Weasley twins from the
They
Harry
sound
Potter
like a
movies.
synth pop
Oh, wow.
group in the 80s.
They're bigger.
The Phelps twins.
And then Summer Glau is going to be there. Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot about Summer Glau.
Everybody got excited when we posted that.
Summer Glau is going to be there from
You should have
Firefly
seen
and
all
Serenity.
the horny men
and Sarah
That-
Connor.
that responded.
We posted that and
like a
Jesus.
shitload, man. So beautiful. Oh, man, she's so lovely. Well, like, damn, calm the fuck down,
Yeah,
guys.
fucking thirsty ass boy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Thirsty motherfuckers.
Oh, Ray Park is gonna. I didn't know Ray Park was gonna be there.
I saw the ad. I didn't know
He
who
played
was.
Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And then the guy who does the voice of Mario in
Yeah.
every single Mario game ever is
Yeah.
going to be there.
And where are y'all going to be for all of these the interviews on stage?
I'm not interviewing them.
We haven't gotten
sure.
confirmation of where exactly we're going to be, but
Or what we're
there
doing.
are rumors. There are
That's just a
rumors
joke, I don't know.
that we could have very, very good seats for most of the panels for
Hell yeah.
for this event, but we'll see.
all the way in the back.
Yeah,
Like,
all
those are great
the
seats.
way.
That's not what I heard. I heard they were good. They were choice.
Well,
Their choice.
we'll see. There's been a lot of speculation on a lot of things, and we'll take what we're given. We're just working for a living, so we'll see. Well, we're doing what we can. We love Fandemic. We had a great interview with John the other day. Jacob's going to post up. I don't know if he posted that online already.
Yes,
or not.
you did. Yeah.
But Fandemic's been super awesome. So we'll be out there hanging around, getting shots and taking shots, and causing havoc and making mayhem and stuff.
Oh
so,
yeah.
just be on the lookout for that. I see, like,
If not, I'll do that as an individual.
on the
either way.
celebrity guest portion of the of the Fandemic Tour website at the bottom, it says cancellations, Jeremy Piven. I think that should just be an ongoing joke of theirs, just for
Always
kinda
canceled. Yeah,
kind of like
next year that fucker's canceled again.
Yeah, kind of like what's his name
Before any guesser is announced.
Kind of like who's the late night Jimmy Kimmel did with Matt Damon for so long? Like, sorry, we didn't have time to get Matt Damon on. You remember that? He used to do that every fucking night.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway.
Yeah, they should.
And then eventually
Pitch it to
showed
John.
up.
Eventually,
Remember?
Yeah, you remember when Kimmel was dating
Sarah
Silverman, and she did that song "I'm Fucking Matt Damon."
Yeah.
And then Jimmy Kimmel did the other song
Ben
"I'm
Affleck.
Fucking Ben Affleck."
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
So, shows that are TV shows and movies that are coming out. We were just talking about the most anticipated shows and movies that are coming out. So we still got some 2019 left, right? So we still got 3 months. Does anybody have what are we hyped about for the rest of this year? We talked about Joker. What else is coming out this year? Star Wars Episode 9.
Oh, that's right. What is it? Rise of Skywalker?
Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
I'm not super hyped for it. I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
Is that because of the last one?
Yeah, Last Jedi.
It just left a bad taste. And Solo. I mean,
I liked Solo. It was
really?
fun.
You did?
Actually, I thought it was good.
Y'all liked it?
Yeah,
it's
people
all
gave it a
right.
lot of shit,
It's
but
all right.
I thought it was actually pretty good. I
It was
enjoyed
decent.
that.
I didn't think he played I don't think he played a great Han Solo, but it was a fun Star Wars movie.
But see, what I've been noticing, I've been enjoying the spin-offs. See, I thought Rogue One was pretty good.
Yes, it was. That was
But
really good.
so but how many was Rogue One, and you got Solo, and that's it so far, right?
Of the spin-offs,
yeah.
that's
Okay,
it.
yeah, because I thought there was more, I just couldn't remember because it seemed like for a while they were just pumping up shit left and right. It's like, damn, they're really taking advantage of the Star Wars name and just fucking just rolling out shit left and right. It's like, take it easy.
$4 billion on something.
Like,
Gotta
god
recoup
damn,
that,
man.
yeah.
But like, let me breathe and let me.
Well, that's I think
what's it called? Absorb and retain some of this shit.
And
like,
I think
it just
that
goes over
was
my fucking head after so many.
Sorry, I didn't mean.
But
to
yeah,
talk
no, it's
about
okay.
you.
Go ahead.
But I think that was why they quit. That's why they pulled the reins back and they canceled a lot of the movies.
Yeah, they were
had
just
planned.
releasing way too much shit.
They wanted to do a Star Wars movie every year. And I think that they learned that Star Wars fans.
There's fatigue.
Yeah,
exactly.
You do get
There
some
you go.
Star Wars fatigue. And
that's a good
for
word,
lack
though.
of a better word. I mean,
that's
now,
true.
But now they have the Disney Plus streaming services coming out. They announced Ewan McGregor coming back as Obi-Wan for an Obi-Wan series. Holy shit!
Oh, so it's not going to be a movie. It's going to be a series.
No, but my penis is very hard for that.
Oh, seriously?
That's disgusting.
Yes.
But all
Really?
right.
I love me some Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Where's the boo button on this thing? I'm going to try this one.
Damn it! Damn it!
You were wrong, sir.
It's this one.
Reach a little further next time.
Yeah. Reach a little further.
Yeah.
The fuck stick, huh?
Technically, he's got that wrong. It's like, so fucks it. That's it, huh?
Oh, well.
Yeah.
He can record it again.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
No, but that's ultra.
I'm so used to the way he does it, so don't just leave it. It's fine.
Well,
it's fine.
That's great.
so yeah, I mean, Rise of Skywalker. You know what my biggest anticipation about Rise of Skywalker is that since Episode 7 came out, my mom has had this argument with me that Rey is Luke Skywalker's kid, or she is a Skywalker.
So-
and I have had this thing. I'm like, no, that's too easy. Like, that's way too easy for them to make her a Skywalker. Like, I think that that's stupid. And I've been debating with her since 2000. When did that movie come out? 2016. When did
I think so.
It
Or
had to-
15 or 16.
18 was Solo.
Right.
17 was
Last Jedi?
Last
So
Jedi.
I think it's 15.
16 was
Was it
Rogue
was
One.
Rogue One. So 15. So it's 15.
Okay.
So 2015. Since 2015, I've had this argument with my mom that there's no way that Rey is a Skywalker, and I really just want Rey to not be a Skywalker so that I win this debate.
But she's gonna be. But she's gonna be a Skywalker. isn't
She's
she?
not.
Well,
I
I
don't
figure
think
that's
so.
why she's
Speaking
got
of,
the
like-
connection to Kylo Ren. Like
No.
that.
well, see, that's what I'm trying to understand too.
But Kylo Ren is a
and-
Skywalker.
Okay,
I know.
Okay, well,
That's
can you
why
guys
they
help me
have
out?
that connection.
Here's my question though. Like, I never really understood it. Are they? Is Rey and Kylo Ren supposed to be related?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Because I thought it was. I remember hearing before all this new trilogy came out. I remember years ago, somebody was telling me that when the story does continue, at least maybe in the books or I don't know what it is, like after Episode 6, right? Because Leia and Luke, Leia and Solo had kids and they had
Right.
the Jedi twins, right? Is that what
Right.
it was?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's what it is.
Jaden and Jason.
Oh, okay, different names. Okay,
Yeah.
so then,
Ben was Ben Skywalker.
Yeah.
And it was Luke's kid.
yeah,
And there was actually ultra nerd moment. Here we go. You asked for it. So
yeah, I want to know.
in the Star Wars extended universe, Leia and Han have kids. They have 3 kids. They have one. They have one solo. Oh, I wish that was on video. They have 3 kids. So their first kid. Oh man, I forget what their name is. But they have the first kid and they have 2 other kids, the twins, Jaden and Jason Solo. And then Luke has a kid with there's a whole thing about the Emperor's right hand, Mara Jade, and she's evil, and Luke converts her to the good side, and he marries her, so she becomes Mara Jade Skywalker, and they have a kid named Ben Skywalker, and basically what happens is that one of the Solo kids goes off and turns to the dark side. As we're talking about clones. The Emperor comes back in clone form multiple times. He has clones. Anytime his body dies, he goes back into a clone form. So one of the Solo kids is evil, and then one of the other twins tries to turn to save him, and then Ben Skywalker. I mean, it's a whole big it's a great series of books. Like, it's so good if you ever want to read it. It's all about Luke starting the new Jedi Order, and he starts the new Jedi Order in the temple on Yavin, and Yavin is the base that they attack from in A New Hope.
Okay.
In Episode 4. So he starts the new Jedi Temple there.
Oh, okay.
And
that's you said that was the books, right?
Yeah, that's in the Star Wars EU, the extended universe.
Okay. Yeah, okay, because technically the new trilogy it's different than...
Yeah, so what happened is Disney, when they bought Star Wars, when they bought Lucasfilm, said all that stuff is not canonical anymore. Is that the right way to say that?
Because
Yes.
arbitrarily
Yeah.
they say that?
Yeah, because the movies...
Even though it technically
the movies are canon. So the movies, everything is based on the movies.
Okay.
So anything besides the movies and the TV, just the movies actually. Anything besides the TV shows can be whatever they want it to be, and they can say what's canon and what's not. So when Disney bought Lucasfilm, they came out and said Star Wars, the Clone Wars TV show, and Star Wars Rebels are canon.
Yeah.
The movies are canon. Anything else is what they call a legacy. No, I forget what they call it, but basically like the 25 years worth of books that they have are all what they call Star Wars legends. That's what they call them.
Oh, okay.
They call them legends.
Okay. And canon is supposed to be direct
That's
source
official.
material? Official?
Yeah, that is
source
official
material?
source material.
Okay. I always hear all that shit all the
Yeah.
time. Like, I knew that's what that meant, but I didn't know exactly. Okay, that makes sense because I hear it all the time. Like, oh, it's canon. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Canon
canon
What the
means
fuck?
that it's in the.
That seems relatively new. Yeah, it's like a shooting, like you fired off a fucking cannon.
Yeah, that means
I
it's
feel
in
so
the,
old.
It's in the storyline.
Okay, got it.
It is in the continuity
The
of that.
official
Damn it.
history
Yeah,
of
yeah.
whatever that is. Yeah.
Because there's lots of like spin-off like comic books and things like that started with comic books when they would do like these one-off series that weren't connected to the main storyline, but they involved the characters, and you're like, what? When did this happen? That makes no sense. But it just lets you write a different story.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Like, I know I want to keep going on it, but just quickly. But I never heard of that word till like recently, the past like 3 or 4 years. When did they start using this? Is it older?
A long time ago.
A long time ago?
Yeah.
Okay. I never heard it before until like I said, 3 or 4 years ago.
I want to say that it harkens back. I think it's a comic book thing.
I'm
but
almost positive.
I'd have to
I'm
look
pretty
it up.
sure.
I have to. In the 80s is when they started doing these like spin-off series and stuff like that. So like that's probably when the term was coined.
Yeah, because that makes sense because you're derailing or whatever just from the original material,
Exactly.
right?
I mean, because in those you could kill off characters.
Yeah.
You could have them do crazy stuff that they would never do, and just for the sake of writing
exactly.
an original story. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the movies are canon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's almost the antithesis of comic books, right? Because in Star Wars, the movies are canon, and anything written is
not.
Yeah, right. Takes the back seat. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's kind of, and it kind of sucks for Star Wars fans because honestly, the book material is so good.
Yeah.
Like and George Lucas signed off on every single one of those books. Like
Blindly.
Yeah, I mean, probably.
It seems like he would have a problem with that. Like, I don't know. Seemed like they drugged him up for that, but then again, he's probably money hungry. You never know.
Right.
Yeah,
I just
he
got
gets some
paid.
money. He got paid.
Yeah.
He got.
I just looked up
Support
the
Skyrocket
source of the
Ranch.
word canon. Okay,
Okay.
so it originally it harkens back to what the canonical rights of the Roman Church were. So what would be included in the list of sacred books officially accepted as genuine? So like what books are in the Bible are considered canon, and anything out of that is non-canonical.
Yeah.
So slightly predating comic books.
Slightly predating.
Okay.
comic books.
Slightly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's been
around for a long time.
okay. Honestly, I never really heard it used so much up until lately.
I think that it didn't get coined into pop culture probably until the 80s.
Okay.
Is what I would guess.
Gotcha.
I mean, I haven't done that much research on
but then
on it.
you know, me too.
That's-
Like
you just saw me do all my research on that.
And also, I'm not the biggest comic fan, so that would that makes sense of being absent from me because I don't know. If I was more into it, I'd probably hear it.
But I mean,
I probably heard it a long time ago.
It goes back into anything deviating from the source material. Like if they did an official, like if they did a Twin Peaks spinoff where they actually
I've heard that a lot too on Twin Peaks posting sites and
yeah, like if it was
like
if it was completely different and it didn't match up with like the actual show, you would be like, well, this is bullshit because this is all contradictory. Well, it's not canonical, so it doesn't matter.
So tying it into our topic, we were just looking at an article about the Lord of the Rings spin-off shows.
Yeah,
right?
so that's a good man. That's a good segue. I like that.
High the other day watching The Hobbit. It was amazing.
Good times.
Love it, baby.
Good
Yeah.
times.
That love of the halfling's leaf has clouded your brain.
I mean, I was.
You are a halfling, so
Yeah. I'm taller than a dwarf, so that's got to mean something.
But
not much.
But they were saying
Fuck
the
you. Go ahead, Ryan.
okay. But we were just seeing where the whoever has the rights, it's the Tolkien estate. They have the rights to Lord of the Rings stuff, and they insisted that these shows follow the lore of Tolkien's
I hope
world.
they do.
Right?
They have
so
to.
it has to be canon.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They can't just do whatever they want.
yeah, because
you
all
know?
of that has been the basics of it. Not every dialogue and not every transcription has been written out, but J.R.R. Tolkien wrote out the Silmarillion and said, here's what happened. Here's a brief encyclopedic overview of everything that happened before and after The
I
Hobbit,
need to
Lord of the
read
Rings.
that. Is it?
It's a tough read.
it's a tough
man.
read.
But that's an encyclopedia, pretty much like of the.
It's
of
like
the
a
world.
textbook.
It's like a
of
textbook,
that
man.
world,
Yeah.
though, right?
Yeah. From beginning, like creation of the world.
Yeah.
To,
Oh wow.
into Lord of the
Damn,
Rings.
that's a lot
yeah.
of shit.
Yeah, so this-
or
the-
Hobbit. Yeah.
So the Amazon movie, the Amazon TV show is going to take place in the Second Age of Men, which is when Sauron comes to Middle Earth, and we were talking about it. It's when he corrupts the Numenor and makes him go against the Valar. It should have the introduction of the wizards in it because
Is that what it was?
I believe so. I think the wizards are the Valar, aren't they?
They're bringing back Ian McKellen?
God, that fucker's still alive, man.
I would geek out if he showed up.
That'd be great, though. Yeah.
You shall not pass. It's like, oh, jeez.
Whatever.
I wish they would.
I wish they would too, but
the ground. I see so many memes of what he's.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. Just
keep your secrets.
Yeah, that's you seen that? All right, keep your. Yeah.
So the Valar are like the ancient
Lord of the Rings shit posting,
gods.
Shire posting.
So
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't know enough. I know enough about Lord of the Rings to get me into trouble when I start talking to people who know a lot about Lord of the Rings.
School your ass. I wouldn't know that much either. School me.
My cousins, my wife's cousins, they know
She's my cousin.
way more about Lord of the Rings than I ever will have time to put the lore into. But Ryan, you're a huge Lord of the Rings fan.
But not enough to speak in. I read that stuff in college. It's been a while. You know
Damn.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
But still,
You took a course?
So like in the basic Lord of
Felt
the
like
Rings,
it, yeah.
in the basic Lord of the
like
Rings universe, I mean, Sauron was not the in the Lord of the Rings, like Sauron was the big bad, but like in the first and second in the second age of men in Middle Earth, like Sauron was basically a minion. There was a big bad above him.
Right. He was one of the gods, and I can't even remember his name now. Morgoth?
Yeah, that's right.
Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of the Valar.
Yeah. So there was like the big god, and he made like the little gods, and Morgoth was one of the big god or the little gods, and then he made Sauron. Right.
Yeah,
Like,
and then the wizards came. People didn't understand who the wizards were. The wizards were sent to Earth not to intervene, but they were supposed to
they're
ensure
supposed to be impartial.
Yeah, they were
right?
supposed to be impartial.
Interesting.
And Gandalf was Gandalf the Gray, Sauron the White, Radagast the Brown.
There was a blue one.
There was a blue one,
Yeah.
and
It was gray then white, right? For Gandalf.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he
Gandalf the
became
Grey.
Gandalf. He
Yeah.
became Gandalf the White when he ascended.
Right.
Oh, okay.
He took Saruman's place essentially when Saruman fell.
Okay.
and he took his place.
Yeah, because Saruman was not holding to the code of the wizards anymore.
Yeah.
So when his position needed to be filled, basically. So Gandalf, showed that he was above that. He, ascended through time and space and like was sent back to Middle Earth to continue his mission.
Yeah.
Because he was the only one that had stayed true to his mission the entire time. So anyway, like that's a big deal. Like the whole Lord of the Rings thing, like there's so much material to pull from. And if they do this right, I mean, they could stretch the Second Age for, it was 1,000 years.
Right.
When do they, there hasn't been a release date, has there?
Not that I'm aware
It's probably
of.
next year at this point.
They've been talking about it forever.
Dude,
Well, I
it
think
feels
they-
like.
Everything
I could've
is
swore
showing
they-
next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
it's
were
true.
looking at a release dates for everything.
Subject to be
Everything's coming
delayed
up.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah,
But I'm really looking forward to it. I just
to the Lord of the Rings stuff,
yeah,
really?
yeah.
Have you
The movies are some of my favorites.
Yeah, but
of all time.
any extension, or just involving, that's fine. Like a show, like I would look forward to seeing that. I'm just curious what they would do with it. But a lot of people give the Hobbit movies shit. I really do like the Hobbit movies. I don't know about you guys.
I like the first two.
I really love Azog the Defiler a lot. Like, I thought he was a badass villain. He's a fucking monster, man.
But
like,
he's not even. He's
Twig
barely
arm.
in the book.
yeah, but I in the movie.
The problem
Well, okay,
is-
well, you're going by
here's-
canon, but I'm just going by the films.
I
But
get it,
I
but,
do
like,
like his character. Though.
My problem with the movies is I felt that they made 3 movies. The
book is short.
The
It's like
book
90
is
pages.
super
Very short.
The Battle of the Five Armies was barely mentioned in the book.
Yeah.
and it was a passing.
They
thing.
should have done. They should have done it in 2 movies. I
Yeah.
heard.
Well, they
That's
should
what I
have
felt
done
they
it
should have
in
done.
Probably
a
one
movie.
movie. Yeah,
They didn't have to do the Battle of the Five Armies. They could have done. They
was still
mention
pretty
it in
badass
passing in the book. I mean, if you want to stay true to the book, you just don't mention it like they do in the book, and then you could do like another movie based solely on the Battle of the Five Armies.
That's true.
Was it a money grab?
It was a money grab. It was 100%.
That's what I'm wondering.
Grab.
Like, we can make we can make $1
that's why they
billion.
stretched the shit out of it. I remember reading an article. I don't know if it was just a joke, but they combined all the budgets for all three of the films, and they basically said each page cost in the book. Each page costs like, I don't know, so many millions of dollars, basically, because it's such a short book.
Yeah, it's very
and like
short.
they're just like they just divided it by that. It's like, fuck me.
God damn, yeah. So apparently, this Amazon TV series has a budget of $1 billion.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit! That's for a TV show.
Yeah, and there's no
that's unheard of.
If a movie costs that much, you'd be
Wait,
like,
even
oh
a
my
movie too?
God. No, that'd be
Jesus.
crazy if a movie costs that
I
much.
thought that Endgame cost $1 billion.
I thought it was like
did it?
half.
Well, but they knew they were going to recover that.
You know what? Disney said that those, as much money as Endgame and Infinity War made, they said as from a pure profit margin perspective, they were not great movies.
What?
Wow, that's shocking.
And they made, well, I guess we got to consider the budget, but wasn't that film? It was in a high. It was definitely in the top 5 grossing films of all time.
Endgame's number
wasn't it?
one.
Endgame's number one.
all time.
it is
Number one of all time.
2.9 billion.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
yeah,
how could
something
they
like
not
that.
make a shit ton of money off of that?
I
That
don't know.
makes no fucking
That's
sense.
surprising,
Like, they didn't,
yeah.
profit wasn't that great. Like, what was the budget?
I think that the budget on it was close to $600 million.
Fuck.
Because you had to pay. I mean, how many A-list celebrities were in
Was
that
it just
fucking movie?
yeah? I think you also got to consider advertising. How much money they spend? Probably a fuckload of money on
Okay,
advertising.
hold on. I just looked it up. So the most expensive films, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides officially holds the record with a budget of $378.5 million.
What?
While the Hobbit trilogy stands as the most expensive back-to-back film production with a combined cost of $623 million after tax credits.
Damn.
So I guess Endgame wasn't that expensive.
They did all right.
Yeah,
They did aight.
they did all right.
Well, you figure too, like for budget reasons, like if I don't know, if you said there's so many A-list celebrities, like I would just. It depends on the contract, and if it's possible, they can do it with their negotiations. Like, I would just opt out for what's it called? What is it? Like royalties or like a percentage of the film.
That's
like
that's what Downey Jr. got.
Yeah,
God,
like,
he got so much money off.
Yeah.
This.
I mean,
$75
like-
million for Infinity War.
Dude, so
Jesus.
smart. He bet on himself,
Oh, yeah.
and it
It was
paid off.
He knew.
so
I'm pretty
well.
sure he knew it was a for sure thing. I mean, almost all.
But
the
he
Iron
did
Mans are
that
doing pretty
even
damn
since
good.
the first Iron Man, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Was
I
it-
mean,
was it
that's what I was
not that far-
asking.
Rob?
No, I don't think
you know?
he did because the first Iron Man movie, like they barely could find insurance on him. It was a gamble for him to get it. But I
Because
think
of his past,
I think
right?
from the first
Yeah,
Avengers,
absolutely.
I think from the first Avengers movie, he did that and was able to
Okay.
move forward past that.
Yeah, he's come a long way. That's badass.
Yeah, I mean, good for Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Who
Oh, yeah.
he quoted something. He quoted his wife as saying something and referred to her as Susan Downey. And in my mind, I was like, why isn't she Susan Downey Jr.?
Junior.
So Avengers Endgame had a budget of $356 million.
Damn.
That's still a lot.
Yeah.
But it made 2.9.
It made $2.9 billion worldwide. So they can suck it. Like
Yeah.
House of Mouse made their fucking money on that.
House of Mouse.
All right, so what other TV shows, any other TV shows you guys know about that are coming out? I know that they're doing...
Or movies, right? TV shows or movies.
Yeah, I mean, I'm most excited about the stuff that's coming out on Disney+. The Mandalorian's coming out, the Obi-Wan show.
Disney Plus is doing a bunch of stuff,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
'Cause they're-
Loki,
I-
Moon Knight, WandaVision.
WandaVision.
What else are they doing?
Aren't they doing like something with Squirrel Girl? Aren't they?
Oh, that was like the
Please tell me that's fake.
No,
Please tell me
that's
you're joking.
legit.
No.
I'm not messing with
What
you,
that
man.
Squirrel
the
Girl?
Russian chick from the
Yeah.
AT&T commercials got cast. She's got huge tracts of land.
Assets. Yeah.
She has huge tracks.
Tracts of land.
Track marks. Okay, tracks.
You've
of
never
land.
seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That's okay.
It's been a long time. I was in
Anyway.
high school in band. I was forced. But then again, I'm not knocking Monty Python.
anyway,
What
That's
show
great.
is that though that she's in?
It's the New Avengers or something like that.
Okay.
Then for some reason the animator had a heart attack.
Yeah.
I never forgot that. For some reason, because of that shit. Like
Yeah, that's a total Paul movie. Dude.
yeah,
can't
I
believe-
know it is. It's just been like 20 years since I've seen that fucking
I made my
film.
9-year-old daughter watch that.
That
She thought it was
shit's
hilarious.
Ed. Yeah. Yeah. But
So anyway, Disney Plus is doing a lot of shit. They announced, at D23 they announced the Moon Knight series and
Hell yeah.
what else did they announce? A couple other good ones. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah.
But I mean, Loki series with Tom Hiddleston, I think that'll be good. You'll get some cool cameos in that.
Well, Downey Jr.'s coming back for a voice role. In no, he is dude.
Allegedly.
I'm not laughing
Is
about that.
That's allegedly.
Allegedly, I haven't heard that that's official. I heard that he was coming back as a cameo in the Black Widow movie next year,
Okay, I can see it.
and I heard that he was
Polly,
possibly
all right?
coming back as.
Polly,
Wait, what's
you
up?
okay?
Yeah,
No,
I'm
tell
just
us what
laughing.
it is.
No, it has nothing to do with this. It's just my fucking head, man. I just don't worry
Yeah,
about
lay
it.
it out there.
No, you're not gonna get it. It's completely personal,
Even
man.
better. Even better. Just
I'm
say
gonna waste time. No, go on, continue.
Okay,
Now I'm curious.
I know, right? It makes you wonder.
We'll talk about this off air.
So I'm trying to look up what TV shows they announced. They're doing The World According to Jeff Goldblum.
Oh my, that's on
Disney Plus. Yeah, they're doing the What If show.
Yeah, what if? That's right there.
What if?
Yeah.
I was
that's gonna-
That's their
burger.
non-canon. They can do whatever they want. in
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Delightfully devilish, Seymour. Yeah. oh yeah.
So they're also doing. I wonder if they're going to put all the Netflix shows on there.
Netflix. I still can't believe that shit.
Like Daredevil and
Yeah, or do you think they'll do new ones?
Knowing them, they'll fucking do new ones. Just that drives me so fucking nuts. Like, man,
Daredevil was so good.
yeah. That's what's really disappointing is that show and where it left off too, man. Like, fuck, it was just so fucking there was nothing wrong with the show itself, but the fact that like it kind of boggles my mind because of legal or whatever you want to just because of a migration of another company and
Licensing
and
rights
all
is
that
it is.
bullshit. Yeah, like they have to cancel. It's like such a great fucking show. Even if,
Yeah, but Disney could continue it on. They
Yeah,
could hire.
but what-
they could afford to hire all those writers and actors and bring them over to Disney.
Well, it depends
Plus.
on rights and stuff.
No, they own the rights. They were licensing it to Netflix.
I'm hoping they would do that, but I'm kind of feeling I don't
So-
know. I hope I don't. It just seems like they wouldn't.
I don't know. We'll see. The
That's
stuff
what's
coming.
such a shocker about
The
it.
stuff that's coming to Disney Plus are Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
That's right.
So Falcon as the new Captain America. That'll be available this fall. WandaVision, which is going to be
Wanda Sykes.
Yeah.
Wanda Sykes. You guessed it. Let's see what else. Loki will be another one that they said they're going to do. The What If project, which is going to be pretty cool. They're doing a Hawkeye show.
That's right. But Renner's going to be in it, but in a minor role.
In a
right?
minor role because it'll be like it'll be the up and coming of
But
Kate
it's
Bishop.
kids, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so as Kate Bishop, and then they're doing a Ms. Marvel show, which is going to be pretty cool because it's going to be based on Ms. Marvel Kamala Khan.
Is that how you say it?
Marvel.
I always say Kamala Khan. Is it
Whatever,
Kamala?
Kamala, whatever you want to call her.
Kubla Kai.
That's fucked up. We're not going that
Hey, it's
far.
Kubla Kai.
And She-Hulk. They're doing a She-Hulk show.
You're kidding me.
And Moon Knight.
Moon Knight, I knew.
Ronda Rousey as She-Hulk?
Gina Carano.
Who's Gina
No
Carano?
kidding.
No, I'm kidding.
I was about to say,
They haven't casted She-Hulk yet?
No, they haven't cast She-Hulk
She-Hulk's
yet.
tall as
I'll play
Yeah.
She-Hulk.
get out. You,
I got the hair.
I
You're gonna
pay,
be
I
Jennifer
pay good
Powers.
money.
You're gonna be Bruce Banner's cousin.
Yeah. I will.
Okay. So next year, big movies coming out next year. We already talked about Black Widow. What are some of the other ones? We looked up
New Mutants.
New Mutants, which is going to be like the new class of.
It's like a horror movie.
It
was
looks like
crazy.
Yeah,
looking.
I don't know that I'm going to go see that. It looks really fucked up.
But from what you know, like you were talking about earlier, like, does it actually have anything to do with Marvel?
It does. I looked. It's supposed to be like.
It looks separate almost.
But it says it's a new class of X-Men coming up and discovering their powers while confined to a scientific institution. Or
So
something.
is it technically part of the MCU?
That's a good question. Probably not, since it was already filmed and produced by Fox.
It kind of reminds me of that. I think we talked about it before. What's that one alternate universe of Spider-Man was evil? Not Spider-Man. Superman was evil. What's that one?
Bizarro World.
Is,
There's Bizarro
no,
Superman.
No. There's a movie that came out.
Brightburn.
recently. Yeah, that's what it kind of reminded me of. Like maybe.
Well, that's what like what if it's
kind of
gonna
seems
be.
like that's what that in an alternate reality like of the mutant or the New Mutants, whatever it's called.
Well, that doesn't look like they're bad. That just looks like something like they're fucked
it
up
just
going against.
yeah,
other
but
bad
it seems
mutants.
like it seems like it's a more darker imagery and tone, if you ask me. Just based on that trailer, so that's just what I think. But who knows? We'll fucking see. We'll just find out with other bullshit just coming out, and there's just so much shit, man. Like that's a problem with this stuff, man. Like it's hard to retain, and like I said earlier, and but also hard to.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like a lot of things. There's just so much entertainment. It's too much entertainment to where I can't. You just, especially like a show comes out, you just blast right through it. Like, and I don't know anything about it. It's forgettable so quickly. I hate to say it, but back then, you can. It was scheduled. You're forced to wait a day and time during the week when it comes back.
Well, I heard that they're Netflix
it's just
and
that
all these
more
places
memorable.
Are doing away with the dropping the whole series at once thing.
Oh, who? What'd you hear?
I heard that Netflix and Amazon and all these like they're gonna start doing away with the
Scheduled.
like the binge drops.
Like, why? What does it matter?
To
whether
make you
they-
wait to go what they're reverting back to like network television standards. You
Because
wait
you
until
would
every week
appreciate
to go
it
see
more.
it,
Like that's what
to
happened.
build the anticipation.
Yeah, that's what I enjoyed about when I'll say it, Twin Peaks, The Return, 3 years ago when it came out. I haven't, because by then I haven't watched a show where I had to wait. Everything was, I binge watched a lot of things, like, and just for it was like a, I don't know, I think it was dragged out by like 5 months. But man, the anticipation for each episode. And what I like about David Lynch, he doesn't give you a teaser too at the end of each episode. And before when the show even started, like the only teasers that were available for the show offered really nothing. There's really no insight to the show. Really, it was just very very
watch.
minimal. Yeah, like I like that. It's like you wait just learn to appreciate. He was kind of against the instant gratification. Like you just wait and just enjoy it as it builds up. It's just, man, and like that by the end of that, like the last few episodes, like it was so fucking good. Like it was a great experience. Like I don't know if I'll say never, but I haven't experienced anything like that in years. Like because of that, just the anticipation. Like
It's
it
like
paid
edging,
off.
huh?
It was great. Yeah, it was worth it. Yeah, and like when you finally let go, bam,
bam,
it was fucking great. It was just magical to me.
Are you a Game of Thrones fan?
No, I never watched it really.
Are you serious?
No.
Like never one single
Yeah, he
episode.
sucks.
No,
like-
you figured, but no, I just never really got into it.
Accidentally, you weren't like.
No, I seen a coworker showed me like a battle scene, which I thought was pretty cool, but I just never watched it though. Everybody kept telling me just to watch it, and I don't know, it just didn't seem too interesting to me.
Dude,
Lots of
it's
hot naked women.
really good. Well, for the first few seasons, but I was gonna say on.
I heard the last
to-
season was shit though.
No, it
lot of
really
people
wasn't good. But here's the deal, dude. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't just release them all.
Yeah.
HBO did one a week, and it was a cultural thing. everyone, even when people were like, it wasn't that good, people were still like waiting.
Oh yeah,
for the
it definitely built the anticipation. And
Yeah.
that last season, they waited 2 years to release that last season, which was stupid because it was garbage. But I mean, you could talk about
Not all of it.
Yeah,
The whole
there
thing
was
wasn't
one
garbage.
there was one episode that was good. I think it was like the second or third episode.
How many episodes were in the last season?
6.
It's normally 12, right? They're going.
No,
10?
the first were 10.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
It was 10 for the first. how
They
many were
they
there?
could have easily done 10, and it would have been way better. They rushed a lot of things. They left. We don't need to get into that. We've already
No,
talked about this.
no closure.
Yeah, no
That's Ultra
closure.
David Lynch. Fuck you.
So-
you don't get closure.
No,
how it is
there was
with them.
closure. It was just stupid.
Just
It had-
okay.
not satisfying.
yeah,
not
not satisfying
satisfying
at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was they've announced at least one, possibly 2 Game of Thrones prequel spinoffs. So there's a lot of lore of Game of Thrones that happens before what happens in the books, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Is I think that one of the prequels that they talked about that they were going to do was a like when the Targaryens came and conquered Westeros was they talk about. All right. Let's nerd it out a little bit here.
Here we go.
So
Fuck.
in Game of Thrones history, there's Westeros and Essos. And Essos, there was a city called Valyria, and the Valyrians are the ones that were the dragon riders, and they are the ones that conquered the known world. They didn't conquer Westeros; they conquered everything in Essos. The Targaryen family was not a very wealthy or royal family by any means, but there was a rumor that one of the daughters had seen the death of Valyria and the end of the world, so they fled and they left and they went to Westeros and they landed at Dragonstone and formed the castle at Dragonstone with their dragons. And then after they had left, 12 years after they left is when the doom of Valyria happened, and all of the ancient city of Valyria was wiped off the face of the earth. And then after that, Aegon Targaryen and his sisters flew their dragons and conquered Westeros, and that's when the Targaryen dynasty began. They united the 7 kingdoms. I want to hear that story. I want to see that story. I also want to see the story of Robert's Rebellion. So they could make that.
That would be really cool.
They could make that. I mean, even the beginning lore of the children of the forest and the creation of the first White Walkers and the Andals and the first men, that whole storyline I'd like to see also. So there's a lot of stuff, that you could. There's a lot of source material, just like with the Lord of the Rings. You could pull from.
Martin is this generation's Tolkien. I mean, he really is. Right?
I think that's why he calls himself George R.R. Martin.
As an homage to
J.R.R. Tolkien. Yeah.
George R.R. Martin?
You could do without the fucking, but all right.
Gur Martin. You gonna Google that?
Nope. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, you are. George R.R. Martin. Wasn't that a South Park episode?
Maybe. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt they make fun of him.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to the Game of Thrones spinoffs because they have to be just like the Lord of the Rings ones. The history's already written, but the way that they portray each character can be different, and I think that would be really cool because I want to see a young Ned Stark and a young Robert Baratheon going to war, and Robert Baratheon on the battlefield swinging his warhammer and shit. I want to see that.
I agree.
So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Both of those storylines have already been pitched, and I've heard rumors that both of them have been confirmed, but I don't know. That
Naomi
either one of
Watts.
them
That's the Long Night, right? The
Long Night is a generation before that.
No, I know, but that's the one that's been confirmed.
I think that's the
right?
one that's been confirmed.
Yeah. So that's when the White Walkers the first time the White Walkers
Yeah, it came down. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
and that's a whole nother thing. But I mean, there's lots of movies. So lots of movies coming out in 2020. We'll shift into that, a little bit. Remake of The Grudge. Anybody know? All right. Bad Boys for Life.
What's Bad Boys?
Bad Boys, Martin Lawrence, and
There you go. Will Smith,
Will
Martin
Smith.
Lawrence, Bad
I know.
Boys.
I'm being sarcastic, which doesn't translate well.
Have
on
you
a
seen the
podcast.
trailer?
Yeah, right.
I haven't. Is it good?
The trailer looks really good.
Yeah.
I think it's the same director. It looks really good.
Who was the director?
Michael Bay II?
No,
I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't know. He's got an Arabic name. I don't want to.
Never mind. Not even going to try.
But I mean, it's Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. So I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, I saw the trailer and I only saw each one of the Bad Boys movies like one time maybe, but they look pretty true to form by the trailer.
Good for that.
It's like Black Miami Vice.
Is Hollywood ever going to have an original idea?
No,
We
if-
talked about
like,
this
let's
already.
let's go
They
through,
do.
let's
They're
go
just
through what's
scared.
coming out next year. So after that is the Voyage of Dr. Dolittle. Starring,
Sequel, right?
Huh?
That's a sequel.
No, it's a reboot.
It's a reboot.
Dr. Doolittle, yeah. I saw Mulan. They're doing
Who is
live action.
who?
Mulan.
They're rebooting Dr. Dolittle. So who's playing Dr. Dolittle? Do you know?
Mulan
Robert Downey
is
Jr.
Oh, really? Good for him.
Yeah. So Birds of Prey.
Yeah. Based on a comic book.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Peter Rabbit 2, which is nobody's going to go see that.
I will with my daughter.
The
That's
Kings,
cool.
the Kingsman, the Kingsman.
Oh, nice.
The-
Those
a
are
A
good.
prequel to
I
the
heard
Kingsman
that,
movies.
yeah.
Ryan's
like
never
those.
seen either one. I
Those
liked
are
both.
good.
The
They're
second
good.
one was
They're
kind.
really good,
The
yeah.
second one was kind of cheesy, but the first one was good.
Yeah, that fucking fight scene, or that with Leonard Skinner in the background.
Yeah.
That scene was
That was
the
pretty
best
fucking good.
scene in the fucking movie, and that movie's fucking great.
But even that stuff
overall.
was based on something, right? That wasn't an original Hollywood idea.
I don't think
well,
so.
like to me, like we talked about this a couple of episodes ago. Like I think when it comes to originality, like if there hasn't been a screen adaptation, a film adaptation,
I don't
To me,
think-
like that just seems like that's at least an original idea that hasn't been adapted to film. I'd go
That's
for
probably
that
fair.
than versus like, well, just not just another sequel or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I know the movies were good. I like Taron Egerton. He's the guy who played Elton John in the Rocket Man.
Say that name again.
Taron, I think it's Egerton actually.
Egerton. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So I mean, then you've got the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, which we talked about.
Yeah,
that already. And then Bloodshot, which is a Valiant Comics. It's another a comic adaptation movie with Vin Diesel playing Bloodshot. Which, it's a yawner.
Live a quarter mile of life, bro. Whatever. Quarter
Yeah,
mile at a
Godzilla
time.
Godzilla versus Kong, the third installment of their monster universe. They did, Godzilla King of the Monsters.
I guess.
What about A Quiet Place 2?
That wasn't too bad. The first one wasn't too bad.
Mulan,
it's
and then Mulan is coming out after that. Then they're doing a cyborg
Mulan?
movie. It says it's launching April
Who's playing
2020.
Mulan?
It doesn't even have a director. So that means they have exactly 6 months to get a director, script, film. No, I don't think that's happening.
Which one?
Cyborg, which is a DC spinoff.
Cyborg.
Yeah, is in the DC ECU. So, from Justice League, Cyborg.
I don't follow.
The black
Wouldn't
dude
know.
with the robot,
didn't watch
half
it.
robot,
I
half
don't know.
human.
Wouldn't know. Sounds
He
like.
wouldn't know.
Never mind.
Okay. All right.
And then
Fair enough.
Black Widow movie and World War II World War II movie called Greyhound with Tom Hanks in it. So of course that's probably going to be pretty good. And then Paul's been super
Tom Hanks.
anticipating Fast and the Furious 9 coming out.
Jesus.
Another shitty long music videos coming out.
Exactly.
That's all those movies are now. They're fucking terrible.
And it's going to make $1 billion.
Yeah, and
That's what's crazy. I'm like,
yeah.
who goes to see these movies? I never hear anyone talk about,
Yeah.
that Fast and Furious movie was really good.
That's the what's it called? That's just the general majority of people. That's just
Too fast. Too
I could see it is entertaining. I'll give him that, but that's just yeah. God damn, I still want to do that fucking commentary. That's all right. Anyway, but if you ask me, like it's just one of those things that that kind of type of it provides entertainment for others, and like that's just the majority of people, just kind of like a generic
Lowest
action,
common
like
denominator.
Yeah, you can kind of say, but there's a huge audience for that.
There is. I'm amazed.
It's just, but I agree with you. I don't see like why it's why it would make so much money, but no, it speaks to a lot of people apparently, and I'm just not one of them. Like, and I'm not trashing people who like it. Like
sure,
that's you like it, go it's entertaining. Fuck yeah. I mean, no, well, I won't trash those people, but I will trash that fucking movie.
Sure,
I don't trash the people who watch it. Like, hey, that's entertaining.
Everyone likes whatever they like,
exactly.
Yeah.
The shit I like, I don't expect people to fucking like it. I'm not going to defend Twin Peaks. I know people don't fucking like it, would talk shit. I don't blame them. I'd probably talk shit about it with them. It's that fun. It's easy. It's not. It's so
pretty good.
easy.
But yeah, but Twin Peaks is good. Man.
Yeah, but it's not for everybody though. But
That's true.
But art is subjective.
Yeah, exactly.
That is
right?
So,
and we may not like the Fast and Furious movies, but a lot of people.
Yeah,
do.
exactly.
And
That's
all that
my
matters.
point.
You know,
A
what
lot
I'm
of
saying?
people are stupid, and that's
Whoa, jeez.
just saying.
I used to be like that, but I've come to realize, like, well, it's just
fuck them.
yeah, I used to be like that, but it's just more. They're not like it's just
That's
it's just
fine.
not for me.
You can be the understanding one. I'm not.
Yeah, just come on the other side. It's a lot more. It's a lot more. Calm
right.
with Rob. It really is. It's a lot more. Yeah.
So random question.
understand.
Yeah.
That provoked this question. Favorite movie of all time.
Man, that's really hard for me to say at this point.
What's the first movie comes to mind when I ask that?
I don't know. I had this conversation before here. I don't know. I can't. I always say this though, like one of my go-to movies though, like for sure, is Groundhog Day. It just always cheers me up. That's a fucking great movie.
It's a very good movie.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just one of it's a go-to. It's not my favorite movie. It's one of my favorite movies, but it's definitely a go-to movie. I like to watch.
If it's ever on, you're watching.
Yeah,
that
I'm
thing,
definitely watching it. Yeah.
See, mine's Princess Bride.
Really?
Like I don't even hesitate. I love
is
that
that
movie,
who stars in that? Is that what's your name?
Carrie Elwes and
it was
Robin Wright Penn.
Yeah,
Oh,
Robin
never
Wright's
mind.
first
I'm thinking of-
role.
What?
Dude, we gotta
Prince
go watch
Humperdinck.
along and
You've
Wait,
never
how-
seen the
No,
Princess
how
Bride?
old is that movie?
Dude, oh, it's so good.
1985. Fred
Oh.
Savage.
Fred Savage was a kid.
Yeah.
He was a little kid
Yeah,
in that
that was
movie.
when
That's
the
how
Wonder Years
long
first
it was.
came out.
It was before, predated Wonder
Kevin
Years.
I don't
Arnold?
think it predated. I
I'm
think it was.
pretty sure it did.
I don't think so. I think it was same time.
No, what? The Wonder
We have a
Years.
bet.
The Wonder Years came out like in 1988 or 89.
I'm gonna look.
This
it
is
up.
And that
that's
was right around
after-
the same time.
It was
as
after
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride was 1985. It was that was Wonder Years is after Princess Bride. Trust me.
Princess Bride was 87. Is when it was released, so it was filmed before that. And the Wonder Years was. What year was the first Wonder Year? Wonder Years was 88.
What are you gonna buy me?
Wait, were you right? Did I thought we said that came out at the same time. I said that
No,
came out.
I
I
said Princess
said-
Bride was first.
I said Wonder
Oh.
Years is after Princess Bride. He's like,
Yeah, that's what I said too. We
I-
said the
Liar.
same thing.
Okay,
You
fine.
said-
I thought they came out at the same.
We
that's
can
basically
easily
the same
rewind
time.
this
God,
shit.
you sold me something.
That's fine.
well, not right now.
I owe you a guest spot on the podcast. Guess what? You're fucking living it.
Fair enough.
Next year, also, we should see Wonder Woman 1984
That'll be good.
with
Actually, that
Kristen
does
Wiig.
look good.
I think it'll be
I mean,
good.
that sounds good. I'm actually looking forward.
You saw
to
the
that.
first one, right?
Yeah,
It
I actually
was-
thought that was pretty good too.
yeah.
The
No,
beginning
it's
was kind of a little hokey, but after that, it got better. But I'm looking forward to that second one.
Showing Kristen Wiig as Cheetah, so we'll see how that goes.
Cheetah, eh? Is she the
And
villain?
then, yeah.
Cheetah. That sounds
So,
lame.
Well, you.
I mean, it just sounds lazy, but the name.
I mean,
it's
that's
just
one
the
of
name.
Wonder
I'm
Woman's
sorry.
biggest villains.
Cheetah. What's her fucking? What's her other arch nemesis? Fucking
Dog.
dog. Fucking feral cat. What's next, man? Fucking cheap. It just sounds lazy. I don't know.
Top Gun
I'm
Maverick.
pretty sure it's more than that.
So okay, so you and I, all of us watched the preview for that.
Yeah.
Right before this. It didn't look
Val-
that great,
Val Kilmer has top billing in that movie.
dude.
Really?
He's looking
Pretty rough.
a little rough.
In Jane Silent
So
Bob's
in my
reboot.
mind, when I think of Val Kilmer, I think of Doc Holliday
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
I'm your Huckleberry.
No
I'm your
way.
Huckleberry. Exactly.
I have yet to. I want to see that movie.
Are you serious?
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen
You've got to
Tombstone?
No,
watch that
I know.
movie.
I wanted
know.
to do a commentary track on Tombstone, and nobody wanted to fucking do
Well,
it.
I think because I actually wanted to watch the movie.
Paul, Val Kilmer is worth the price of admission alone. He's
Yeah.
amazing.
I've heard.
Whatever, dude. Kurt Russell is Wyatt
He was
Earp.
good, too. No,
Sam
he was good, too.
Elliott is Virgil Earp.
A fat,
Bill Paxton. Oh my dear
no,
God.
and a young fat,
Young, fat.
Billy Bob Thornton.
He was.
Oh yeah,
fat.
Billy
He
Bob
was
Thornton.
fat. He was fat.
He
I'm
was
not
fat in
kidding
that
you.
movie. He had a very small bit role in that
Yeah,
movie. but-
It was. This was young.
Powers
early.
Booth. Oh my
Yeah.
God, he was
Is that the one?
fantastic.
Is
cast.
that the one of your favorite
Fantastic.
line? Well, bye. I want to see that just
Oh,
for that right now.
so quotable. God, that movie's so quotable.
It's really good.
Yeah,
you're not wearing a bustle. it's like everything that Val
Johnny
Kilmer says. In
Ringo.
that. Yeah.
What do you think, darling? Should we hate him?
Nice.
Why, Johnny Ringo looks like somebody walked all over your grave. God, it's
Does
so good.
Does this
It's
mean
so
we
good.
can't be friends? Because I
Are
don't
we
think
close? Are we close?
Are we close? Does this mean we can't be friends? Because I don't think I could stand it if we couldn't be friends. God, dude,
don't
Val
think
Kilmer
I
in that
could bear
movie,
it. Dude.
I don't
It
think
is
I
a
can bear it.
tragedy that he did not win Best Supporting Actor. I guess
Yeah.
that's what he was up for. He did not win it.
God, it
and
was so good.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah. Okay.
One of the best movies. Don't go watch that Wyatt Earp garbage with Kevin Costner. Fuck that. Go, if you're gonna watch a Wyatt Earp movie, you have to watch Tombstone.
I like good westerns in general.
It's
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
western. It's got Sam Elliott in it. Jesus,
Yeah.
you can't ask for a better
Yeah,
western.
Yeah.
Sam Elliott. Oh man, he's so good in that movie. Oh, that the whole like when he sends him off on the train and then he shoots Masterson on the train tracks and he's like, read it. That says Deputy U.S. Marshal.
Yeah.
You tell him I'm coming and hell's coming with me.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's fucking
Nice.
great.
Well, one of the 90210 guys was in it.
Jason Priestley.
Jason Priestley, that's right. He was
Billy
in it, too.
Zane is in
Billy
that movie.
Zane, yes. Dude, everybody's in Tombstone.
that
Literally
movie.
every actor.
Everybody's in
Yeah. Oh no, it was great.
So you didn't like the Maverick? You didn't think the Maverick trailer was any good?
It just looked a little too. It was panderish to coin a phrase.
Well, you have to. The first one has to be to build hype. You have to pander to the fan base, and then you build hype, and then the second one gives you plot. I mean, you have to be.
Okay, we'll see. I'm reserving judgment. Who else is in it besides Cruise? It's Kilmer and
It's Tom Cruise. Wait, this cast list is really good. Tom Cruise, Jennifer Connelly, John Hamm, Val Kilmer.
okay. All right, we'll see. I'm John Hamm
Plus
and
the-
Connelly. They're not young. I'm a little surprised there's not like a young.
There's a younger cast, but they're all unknowns. I think they're hoping to like build a new
Really?
franchise.
Okay.
with this.
All right. I honestly, watching the preview, I thought there should be a watch along. There should be a Gentleman No Class watch along for
Top Gun?
Top Gun before the movie. Or
A
before the
commentary track.
movie. Yeah.
Oh, we could do that.
Yeah. No,
that's a good one.
That would be a perfect opportunity.
We have, if somebody requests it, we may drop one day. We do have in our back pocket a Gentleman No Class commentary track on Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal. So that's in our back pocket. That's the lost episode in case anybody wants to hear it.
The lost episode.
So also next year we get the Jason Reitman Ghostbusters 2020.
Yeah.
A continuation, a direct sequel to the original. So this will round out the trilogy, I guess, because it's a direct sequel to Ghostbusters 2.
Yep.
So we'll see how that goes.
So does it completely ignore the last
Oh, yeah.
Ghostbusters movie with the chick?
That's non-canonical.
Fair enough.
So
Trash.
also
Was
on
it
the-
that bad? Did you see it?
was
Yeah,
garbage,
you never
dude.
seen it?
I didn't see it.
It's
Nah.
garbage.
It wasn't good.
It didn't.
it's-
I
The
wasn't.
jokes are forced and lazy. It was just terrible writing.
It was really bad writing. They wanted it
And
to
it's
be
so-
better than it was.
But it's so fucked up too. Like, not trying to get too political, but a lot of people say if you hate it, and he says, "Oh, then you're a misogynist because it's women." It's like it has nothing to
I didn't
do with
hate
that.
it. I had nothing.
I liked some of those female comedians.
Sure.
But it
The
has nothing to
problem
do with it.
is-
It's just poor writing. It's
The
just,
the problem is that they were like, let's make a Ghostbusters movie and make it all women. So when you have a fucking hokey premise like that, the movie's going to be fucking hokey.
that's your drive. That
No,
was their
that's fair.
drive. That was stupid. It's like, why can't it just be? It has nothing to do with that, but just let it be. They just happen to be women. Okay, that's fine, but don't let that be your damn Rob. Chugging them. Don't let that be
emptying
your
them out,
driving
buddy.
force for the movie. Like honestly, like Rob said, like that's I think failed the movie.
Yeah,
They're
that's what made the
driving on
movie
that.
fucking terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
There's a couple of DC movies coming out next year and Marvel Sony movies coming out next year that I haven't heard anything about, and they're supposedly dropping next year. So Green Lantern Corps movie's supposed to drop next year. I've heard nothing about it. So we'll see. Also, one of my favorite Marvel characters is Morbius, the living vampire. Little known fact about me. As my foreign language in high school, Ryan, you know this, don't you? You know what I took as my foreign language in high school?
No.
I took Latin as my foreign language when we were in high school. I'm that nerd. Well, so in my, I still remember the teacher's name, Miss Straub. I remember we had to pick a Latin name. We had to pick a Latin sounding name for our name in class. So like when we referred to ourselves, like that was a Latin sounding name.
Did you go with Jose?
I went with Morbius because I thought it was
okay,
cool
that's
because he
a
was
good
my
name.
favorite Marvel
That's
character.
Latin based.
Well, I mean, it has the same pretense at the end, or the
Ish.
same post tense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, so one of the
Yes.
guys in the class was Dr. Zaius.
Dr. Zaius?
Yeah,
Oh
one word,
my
Dr.
God.
Zaius.
Dr. Zaius.
You know,
Dr. Zay.
Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius.
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Zaius.
Yeah.
Dr. Zayas. Dr.
Zaius.
So, this is going to be Jared Leto has been cast, I think, as Morbius, the living vampire. So we'll see how that plays out. And that's going to be in the Sony. That's going to be in the. He's a Spider-Man villain, so that's going to be in the Spider-Verse. So we'll see how that. I don't know. Later on in the year, we get the follow-up movie to Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Bill and Ted Face the Music with Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. I mean,
I don't
know how I feel about all these fat old people redoing movies.
fat old people.
I mean, I'm a fat old guy, but like, you don't see me out there playing
Well,
punk rock music. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
you do.
No, I don't.
What you
I
want?
play. No, I do want to, but
Yeah.
there's a difference.
Wait. Who's fat and old? Are you talking about
Alex Winter's fat, dude. He's
who's
got.
Alex? Oh, the
Bill.
Okay, I never seen the originals, so.
Oh my God! You've never seen
yeah,
Bill and Ted?
I know. Yeah.
The fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they're on Jacob's Voodoo account. You should just log in. We should give
Yeah.
everybody Jacob's username and password.
Yeah.
To his
No,
2,000 movies on Voodoo.
Yeah, not gonna
Oh,
work.
he fucked up. He fucked up by fucking. I have been fucking raping Jacob's Voodoo account since he logged
Damn.
in on my TV over here.
Jacob, you fucked up.
You fucked up. I hope it doesn't cost him any money for me to watch those
Nah,
movies.
it shouldn't.
I mean, I've bought a couple on there, but
Oh,
they're
it
linked to
should.
his credit card, not mine. So
Yeah.
what do I care? You know what I mean?
Don't worry, Jacob. I'll unlog it for you.
No, you won't.
Ow.
No.
Fuck that.
Let's see what else is coming out.
There's too many, man. We need to slow down.
Hey, man, we're almost through with the whole year already.
God damn.
I
Way too
know.
much, man. Way too fucking much.
So they're doing another G.I. Joe movie,
Oh, why?
Snake Eyes.
Based on just him?
Snake Eyes, yeah,
Or-
just him. The one character, Ray Park played Snake Eyes, the one character who didn't talk. So they're doing. I don't know if Ray Park's gonna do. It doesn't say that he's listed in the cast, so I don't know.
Well,
But they're also doing another Halloween sequel, Halloween Kills.
jeez. How many times, Michael Myers?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Did you know the original Michael Myers mask is a William Shatner mask painted white?
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
No
Fact
shit.
check me.
That's awesome. No, I believe
After
you.
the show,
That's
fact
awesome.
check me. And then in November, we get the movie that I want to see, which is I think it's going to kick off the next phase of the Marvel Universe. And I think it's smart that they're waiting a year, basically, to like give us a whole, or more than a year, to give us like time to breathe and like kind of coop things and be like, okay, like let's take on the next big saga of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Eternals starts November of 2020 with Angelina Jolie as top billed cast.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know, but those
agree.
lips are nice.
See, her face is not her best feature.
What is?
I disagree, but
What is?
I'm not
She's
gonna.
got a
I'm not
great
gonna
set.
tell you what.
Didn't
you
she
know.
have her tits removed?
I don't know.
I thought she
Cancer
had.
shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she had them removed because
That's not
she
what
had
I'm
that
concerned about.
breast
That
cancer
ass is
gene.
nice.
That ass is not that great. I've seen her in a couple
really?
of movies. It's not that great, man.
Oh,
It hasn't aged well.
She's
that's true. Probably. I won't doubt it.
but
It hasn't aged well.
she's not a great actress. Like I'm not trying to be mean here, but she's not my favorite. I'll be honest. When was the last great Angelina Jolie movie that she was acting in that you saw?
Tomb Raider, Cradle of Life.
Changeling. With Clint Eastwood film
How long
called
ago was
Changeling.
that?
That was a few years ago. It was a really good movie, actually.
Was it? Well,
Yeah.
because of her? Like she did a really good job.
She
in
did
it?
a pretty good job.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah,
I was
it's Clint
just
Eastwood
kidding.
directing it too. You know, it's a really good. It's pretty fucked up. It's a good movie though. It really is good. I
Okay.
enjoyed it.
I'll check it out.
I'm not the hugest Angelina Jolie fan, but
I'm not.
I thought she did a
I'm
pretty
not
good
at
job
all.
in this film.
Yeah.
She did a decent job in Gone in 60 Seconds.
That was literally like 20 years ago.
I got nothing but time, baby.
Nothing but time, baby.
Fucking Master P. Yeah,
Wow.
I got nothing
Make
but
him
time,
say,
baby.
oh.
What is that? Senior year of high school?
No,
Junior?
no,
Is that
no.
that It's a long.
I got the hookup.
It's a long
I got the
time ago,
hookup.
man. Holla if you hear me.
Yeah, I love you. Hear me. Oh. That's actually a pretty good song.
Man. Anyway, that's
So my drug dealers tell me.
anyway. I don't know. I don't know that I've seen an Angelina Jolie film that I've like. Oh my God, Angelina Jolie! She's
Yeah.
so good at this. You know what I mean?
I don't
Like,
know
so-
hardly anybody that would say that too.
Yeah, so I'm a little nervous
Not-
about
I'm-
the
I'm not
Eternals.
gonna-
Well,
her.
she's top billed, but I don't think she's going to be top character. Is my guess. I think that they're going to try to base the storyline around other things because, I mean, if you really think about it, there's been some terrible actors in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as things have progressed, and I mean, and you kind of glance past the fact that they're not
Example?
that great. Fuck, I knew you were going to call me out on that. Fuck.
Good story.
All right, fine.
Because I think the MCU actually does a good job.
They
of
do a great
casting
job of
well.
casting.
Like it's pretty rare where I'm like, ooh, that was
Well,
really
you know, maybe
rough.
maybe they see Angelina Jolie's acting style and have cast her into that role, hoping that that's exactly how she'll act in that role, and it'll be perfect for whatever she's. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, maybe so.
End of the year,
see.
end of the year next year, we get a Dune reboot.
Have you seen the original?
No,
It's like 4 hours. It's
This-
really freaking long.
isn't it had the same guy from Twin Peaks in it?
Yeah, Kyle MacLachlan. I mean, David Lynch directed it.
Did he?
Yeah, there's
So-
actually
so
there's
you
a,
love
there-
it?
No, I've seen it, but actually I didn't finish it. It was a little.
It's
That
4
good.
fucking hours
Well,
long.
no, but no. Are you talking about? Is that extended release or something? Because I don't. The one I saw was like a little over 2, or supposed to be over 2 hours. When I didn't
Oh,
finish
is that it? Okay, I just
Well-
the reputation is that it's very long.
Okay.
It's I could check the running.
Yeah.
time, but
Anyway, yeah, I mean, I've wanted to watch the Dune, like David Lynch version. That's all I got for movies coming out next year. If y'all think of anything else, feel free to bring it up. My biggest thing coming up, October 14th in the United States on Hulu, we get the new season of Letterkenny drops. I don't know if anybody cares about that.
Yeah,
I don't know what that
definitely
is.
just you. I don't know what that is.
I do, but it's just funny to say. So, this is what, dude, Paul, this is what's funny, man.
What?
It says the running time is 136 minutes,
That's 2 hours and 16 minutes?
But the TV version is 186 minutes.
What?
That's
Is that what
50 minutes
commercials?
more. I don't know.
Why would they include
Why
that?
would they include that?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's weird. I don't know.
What are you? We can hear that in the microphone.
Oh, you can.
Nah, 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 nah.
Oh, damn it. You're supposed to hear that. Curse these fucking sensitive fucking mics.
What are you over there listening to Master P and jam that on your way home? It'll keep you awake.
Yeah.
What are you listening to? I'm legitimately curious.
We're going to get sued because this is on here. He's going to come after
Fuck
us.
him, let him sue us. He ain't got any money.
On your 50th
They
shitty
can take
episode.
her dead. Yeah.
What are they going to do? Take a negative balance on my checking account? That's cool.
Master P will, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. He can have my debt.
I got the hookup.
I love you, hear me.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! I don't think I've ever heard a Master P song all the way through.
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
I mean, Jacob should definitely put a Master P song at the end of the, this episode.
This would be a good episode
Yeah.
to do that too. So I think we're wrapping up. We're talking. We talked about all of our latest and greatest movies and things that we've anticipated. Big shout out to our good friends over at Eureka Heights Brewing for always supplying us with great tasting beers. And what are you looking around for? There's plenty of Eureka Heights beers. You've had plenty of them. Anyway, so
Touche.
always a big shout out to our friends over there. They just had their 3rd anniversary. They kept us, plentiful stocked in beer.
I love Eureka Heights.
Yeah, everybody should go out there. It's funny. Evan put up some pictures. They almost got flooded in Imelda. Almost. The loading dock flooded and filled all the way up to the doors. And they used, it looked, I don't know if it was like actual like hops bags, like barley bags or whatever. Like they used like sandbags.
They didn't have sand.
They didn't have sand, so they
used
just
hops.
Yeah, that's what
That's
they use in
fantastic.
50-pound bags across the doors to keep the water from coming in.
That's
So,
great.
Good for them.
yeah, that's pretty deep. That's 5.5 feet deep of water right on the loading docks. So
It's pretty steep,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
to get into the actual building.
yeah. So yeah, we're glad that they ended up being
Yeah,
okay and
absolutely.
not getting flooded or anything like that. I couldn't deal with not having a supply of beer. So
Selfish prick.
I know, so I'm selfish. Whatever. So anyway, and on that note, I think we'll wrap it up. Thank you guys for joining us on our wonderful 50th episode. Ryan, you're gonna hit both of them at the same time.
I actually did not mean to do that. That was totally
perfect, though.
unintentional.
That was fucking perfect, though.
That was.
Fucking. Oh, man. That was.
Yeah. This is the sound effect you deserved.
I'll do better next time.
You should.
If I ever get invited back. What the hell was that?
It's from Twin Peaks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Listen to that synth.
Paul recorded that
No, I didn't.
for Star Trek back in 1979.
I have powers. Yeah, on several notes, like you were saying.
Went on several notes. Thank you for joining us for all of our episodes. We really appreciate it. We've got a lot of stuff in the pipeline. We're coming down to you guys in the next few months. Stick around. Stay tuned. Follow us on social media. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of good stuff. Instagram is at GNC Podcast. Twitter at GNC Podcast. Find us on Facebook, Gentlemen No Class. We are giving a giveaway. We do have some Fandemic Friday passes to give away. All you've got to do is post a photo of yourself in your favorite cosplay, and you just tag it on one of our pages. Like I said, we'll pick a winner in the next week or so. We'll get you your passes. Find us out there, Fandemic Tour, October 18th, 19th, and 20th, NRG Center.
Yes.
Right? NRG Center. We'll be out there hanging out, look around for some of the friends. What was that guy that we met over there the other night? Houston Deadpool. I think
Yes.
that's his. You can look him up at Houston Deadpool. Super cool guy. Really authentic, cool costume. So check that out. Check him out. Come check us out. And on that final note, I've been Rob.
I'm Ryan.
Oh, nice. Sound like an 80s fucking action hero there. That was awesome.
Boring.
Fuck you.
We have
What
been
the
Gentlemen
fuck?
No Class. Thank you guys for joining us. Gentlemen No Class is proud to be a part of the HC Universal Network. Gentlemen No Class is produced and recorded at M5 Studios and is mixed and edited by Final Curtain Media.